All right, let's just jump right into it. There's this massive rumor blowing up online, and honestly, it's about a product that sounds almost too good to be true at a price that's just wild. We're talking about a Tesla motorhome. And really, the big question is this a real hope for affordable living, or is it just a bunch of hype?
And this. This is the number that's got everybody talking. $9,990. I mean, think about that. Under 10 grand from Motorhome, from Tesla. It's a price that just feels impossible, right? And that's exactly why this rumor has just exploded. But this whole thing goes way deeper than just a cheap RV. The real excitement here, the real promise, is what it could mean for people. For a lot of folks, especially seniors and retirees, this isn't some weekend toy. No, they're looking at this as a potential lifeline, a way out of the absolute nightmare of the current housing crisis.
Just picture it for a second. No more those dreaded notices from the landlord. No more seeing your rent jump another 10% when you're on a fixed Social Security check. The dream here is trading that unpredictable, stressful rent payment for a stable, predictable cost of ownership. We're talking about potentially saving $1,000, maybe more, every single month. It's that ultimate free housing dream. But, and it's a big but, how real is any of this?
Okay, so this is where we need to pump the brakes on the dream for just a minute and get real. Because as amazing as all this sounds, we absolutely have to have a reality check before anyone gets way too ahead of themselves.
All right, so here's the most important thing you need to hear, and I really can't say this enough. This is all just an unconfirmed rumor. Tesla has not, I repeat, has not officially announced anything. You won't find it on their website. Elon Musk hasn't tweeted a thing about it. Officially speaking, this product, it just doesn't exist yet.
So let's just be super clear about the situation right now. There are 0 of these being built. Not a single one is rolling off a production line, no factory has been retooled for them, and you can't go online and put down a reservation. This is all speculation, It's about what we think Tesla could do, not what they're actually doing today.
And this leads me to a really critical warning. With all this hype, you know what's coming next? Scams. They're pretty much inevitable. So if you see some website or an ad popping up asking for a deposit, for a reservation fee for a Tesla motorhome, please do not give them your money. It is 100% without a doubt a scam.
Okay, so with that really important warning out of the way, let's get back to the big question here. Scams aside, how on earth could any company, even a powerhouse like Tesla, possibly build a motorhome for less than $10,000? Let's dig into the theory behind how it might actually be engineered. So here's how it could work. You look at traditional RVs, and they're notoriously complicated to build. We're talking thousands and thousands of parts, a ton of manual labor, which all adds up to a high price. The theory is that Tesla would just do what Tesla does, apply their core philosophy, and that means radically simplifying everything. Think way fewer parts, way more automation in the factory, all to just slash that final cost.
So it really boils down to this 4-step plan, right? First, you simplify the build. Second, you dramatically cut down the number of parts needed. Third, you make revolutionary changes to the factory itself. And the last piece of the puzzle, and this is a big one, is to focus on pure, functional simplicity over all the flashy, expensive luxury stuff.
And that focus on simplicity, it's absolutely key. The idea is that this thing wouldn't have some giant, complicated touchscreen controlling every little thing. Instead, you could see it being designed for drivers who've been on the road for years, people who actually prefer the feel and reliability of physical buttons, and just easier controls. It's about usability over flashy tech. Okay, so let's just imagine for a second that they actually pull it off. They hit that incredible price, and you can go out and buy one. What would it really be like to live in full-time? Because, the price is one thing, but the day-to-day reality? That's a whole different ballgame.
Well, the online community has been really quick to point out some, let's call them brutal truths. An all-electric RV is going to face challenges that a gas one just doesn't have. I mean, where do you find a supercharger when you're out in the middle of nowhere? How do you handle your water and waste systems? And maybe the biggest one, all the weight of a motorhome. What does that do to your battery range? It's going to take a massive hit.
And if you look at all the feedback online, these are really the top concerns people have. Charging, that's the big one. It is by far the #1 worry. After that, people are pretty concerned about the actual living space. Is it going to be big enough? And of course, since it's a totally new concept, how reliable is the tech going to be in the long run? These are not small problems to solve. So all of this basically leads to this huge split in how people are thinking about it. You've got one side, the dreamers,
who are ready to jump in with both feet. And then on the other side, you have the pragmatists, the realists, who see this thing having a very, very different purpose.
So you've really got two camps. Camp number one sees this as the ultimate escape plan. Sell the house, get out from under those rent hikes forever, and just live a life of total freedom. But then you have the other camp, and they're saying, well, hold on a second. They believe this could never replace a real, permanent home. For them, it's an amazing, super affordable vehicle for, weekend getaways and summer road trips, but that's it.
So I'm going to put the question right to you. Let's say this rumor becomes real. It's 2026, and Tesla actually rolls out a motorhome for $9,990. Could you actually trust it to be your main primary home? That's a huge leap of faith, isn't it?
And let's just end on this thought. Of all the real-world hurdles we've talked about, what's your biggest concern? What's the one thing that would be the deal breaker for you? Is it the charging problem, the amount of living space, or is it the long-term reliability of the technology itself? Definitely something to chew on.